Hello, fair listener. Welcome and thank you for following our journey on metagaming by Rum Propelled Gaming. Fair warning, sometimes we are not safe for work, and others not safe for real life. Journey forth at your own risk. Now let's dive right back into Tarath through the campaign Many Polos.
Ah, shit.
Jesus, Craig.
Fucking crap.
Fucking Crag. Why
Hi,
you
I'm
gotta
back.
Hither. Oh, no, I already changed that, yep. The hand of fate tosses, the dice rolls, spins, turns. A campaign starts and ends, leaving memories that become stories. Stories flow out into the infinite sea, painting it with legends. Legends wash up on the shores throughout the infinite sea, fading to myth until myths are forgotten and the campaign that gave it birth comes again and again. The hand of fate tosses, the dice rolls, spins, turns. Hitherto, we left the Shadow Seekers in the 5th level of Hell just after they had gained access to the Acropolis. Having executed a plan flawlessly with Zack, Mame, Franklin, and Vomaira, enter the black void of a door into a near pitch black room with notable piles and a clattering of bones. Franklin left behind some of his cricket friends outside of said black hole door with a hope they would return with some zombies. Following an all-nighter, he had finished up an all-nighter where he'd bargained with the dwarves to build a prison inside the subdimensional pocket rocket. One in their bedding with Zack, with the rest of the Shadow Seekers having been piled inside of the aforementioned rock for safekeeping. Let's find out what happens this time. Also, there was a bit of an intermission there, but Ash, you were the only one that would have experienced that brief intermission that felt like you were falling asleep. Or rather, right before you're falling asleep, and that sensation of falling, and you felt the next jolt as you woke yourself back awake, and you were inside of a tower, which you found to be Ishamel's tower, and you'd climbed it with Vomaira, Phelan, and Mame, up about 2.5 floors. You made it to the 3rd floor before you got eaten by a known large monster.
Something with a lot of teeth. Because I remember making a snarky comment about its teeth.
Well, you feel yourself laden with a few new items in your inventory if you are looking through there. With a note from Ishamel saying, for your compliance and as a thank you for participating in the Tower of Ishamel, simply swallow an astral diamond before sleep returns to you. And then it's just signed Ish. ISH.
An astral diamond. Oh.
And some of the things you're realizing that are laden you down are quite a large amount of them, it seems like.
Mm.
Astral diamond. Hold on. Trying to add this to my inventory. What is a large amount?
I added. I didn't write that down. I put it in your inventory and then forgot.
Oh wait, are they already in here? I don't have to put this in.
Yeah, it should be something that's in your inventory. Same with the other stuff that should be already in there. Let me see if I can go back and.
Oh, okay, yeah, astral diamond, 225.
Yep.
No use. Should I update this?
You can personally because the note was left for whoever was going to be here the last time, so no one else knows this. It seems like the note only made it onto. And what was the item that I gave you? I thought it was really cool at the time. I just don't remember what it is right now. If you can find it.
Swallow one before falling asleep to revisit the tower.
Oh no, not the. Yeah, that was the note. I was asking about the other items though that you received.
Wow, I can't spell. Words are hard. All right, updated. I do see way up at the top of my list. Vicious Dagger of Sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Very rare. Requires atonement.
Attunement.
Atonement.
You must atone for your sacrifice.
I mean,
This is the evil campaign.
Yeah.
Requires attunement by attunes after a natural 20 dice roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just have to use it until I roll a 20. Aw, it's never gonna happen. A twisted, double-edged, and pointed, malevolent black blade with blood red leather wrapped hilt. When you roll a 20 on your attack roll with this magic weapon, the target takes an extra 7 damage of the weapon's type. Well.
Yep.
Alright, I'm just gonna add this to my weapon belt. By the way, I have a question. Not
Yeah.
related to the game exactly. Do we have a list of who's coming to the Eurythmic Veracity?
There should be. Right now, anyways, there is the channel for Eurythmic Veracity. And I'd started a poll way back when, way at the top of that, in July, it looks like. And if you hover over that.
Okay, yeah, it looks like we've got 10 right now.
Mm-hmm. That had confirmed anyhow. And
Oh, it gives us like the first 4, and then it says 7 others. I'm like, oh, thanks. Thanks, computer. Okay, well, I'll check that later, just because me and Gab are working on crafts and stuff, and I want to know what to bring.
Yeah. Yeah, let me know if you need any crafting supplies from the natural world. I'd like to provide those.
I mean, we've been looking into doing a lot of that stuff because I've been like raiding my mom's like 16 acres for stuff. And I found some cool things, but nothing that we thought we could use.
Yeah.
His land's mostly rocks because it used to be a strip mine.
Rocks are pretty useful. I got a lot of trees and brush, so
that might be more useful for our purposes.
Yeah, just let me know.
Right.
Since we're still waiting on the other interjection that's going to be happening, I guess right now you're seeing for yourself, Franklin. It's really hard to see Mame on this map, but they're right there. Vamira's they're both to your right, and seem to stand there in fright. I don't know. And not being able to see, because it's pretty dark inside of here. Do you have dark vision?
I do.
So they're asking. For at this point in time, they don't have sight. They're just asking, "What the hell's going on?" And you see shambling shapes coming up from these mounds of bones, not making much noise besides the clattering of themselves.
Clap my hands in delight. Wait, where am I exactly?
You just
I'll
walked
look around
through the door after opening it with Zach and his
Got
sisters, and you're in what looks like a large chamber, easily 30 foot in height, and another 40 feet, no, 100 feet across. So, and there seems to be some light coming from the other end of the chamber from two small 10-foot openings that are arched, but otherwise you're standing pretty much in pitch blackness, and it's hard to pick out some of the details, even though you have dark vision. It's not like crisp clear day.
Right. And I'm seeing around me stuff kind of coming up out of the ground.
More so, giant piles of bones that are coming and coalescing into standing shapes on bipedal
Gotcha.
feet.
So as this happens, can I just let's see. I'm gonna see if I just have like some sort of like burlap sack for like from our rations or something like that. And attempt to just walk up to one and then put it in the sack. Guys, there's skeletons in here. We could use these. Oh yeah, you can't see, can you? Ah, shit. I am not that kind of cleric. I don't have the ability to turn the lights on.
The clapper.
Do you have a match? Is that zombie dry enough to light on fire?
I mean, I would assume. Let's see. If I have adventurers pack, I have a torch, so I guess I will light a torch and just kind of toss it down into the center of the room, and then proceed to try to sack up one of these zombies.
Well, as you're lighting the torch. Go ahead and roll me initiative, I guess.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Right now you're, especially too with the torch being lit. So I'm feeling generous, seeing only 3 skeletons.
Bump, 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 bump. Nice.
I need to get to. Oh, I should have brought this up too on the other screen first.
Am I still in the pocket rocket?
You are.
It's gonna be fine. I'm a cleric, and these are undead.
They're in for it. He's gonna hug him to death.
Listen, I get it. I've been dead too. It's awful. You just sit there and rot, and nobody listens.
Here it is.
I'll listen.
What if he befriends them by becoming kind of a therapist? And they're like, oh, he cares.
Now get into this cage.
And they just do his bidding because he acted like he cared.
Right? That's his whole. That's what you guys are doing.
Actually, probably inside of the pocket rocket too, just to be clear. Did you ever make it to the bed chambers, Flint?
I don't remember.
I think he was left standing nude in the water playing with crabs because I covered him in glitter.
Oh, did that one fine? The other one, I rolled it too many times. It's okay. But I thought you would lay down in that tub after the fact too, because you were being obstinate about going to the bed chambers after being glitter bombed and didn't want that to happen again.
I don't know, because that was what, like 2 months ago?
Was it that long?
Yeah.
I haven't played in a long ass time.
You need to yell at Vince more often.
You're gonna be so wrinkly in that tub.
So pruny.
There's no water left. I just absorbed it all.
Well, wait. You're the like sailor, right?
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, you fell asleep in the hammocks on the second floor. Because we then went and took something from you later. Because we needed it.
I'm gonna pop over to that map real quick, but it looks like I got a 9, a 21, and a 13. What was your roll there? Some of them weren't coming through a 6. So it looks like you're going last.
Oh no.
That's fine.
And you got the torch that you tossed onto the ground out, but I would assume that you would taken at least a step towards the one that's more towards the center of the room. There's like a pile of them there. That one standing on top of, and I guess it just out of shock swings a sword at you as you're finishing throwing the torch with a 23 to hit
Ah! That will hit.
with 8 piercing.
Ow. That's fine.
And then the other 2 shamble up to either side of you and
Hey guys,
do dumbly like the first guy.
are you gonna get in the bag?
Jesus Christ. It's fucking rigged. They do have a +4, but I guess still. A 23, a 24 was 23 was the first one. The 24 was was a crit. So
Oof.
Oh
So,
no!
you hit, besides that first 8, have 16 more coming at you.
Okay. Let me check something. Wormkeeper. Okay, never mind. Another 16 on top of that. All right. Ow! Jeez, stop it! All right. Then it would be my turn, right?
Correct. And they're just not really intelligently doing anything. They were just kind of swinging with centripetal force.
All right. I'm gonna use my interact with the object to pull out the pocket rocket and some of the poo tokens that we have. And then I'm going to look at these guys and cast at level 2 command on 2 of them. So I need a wisdom save from them.
Oh, okay.
And I will tell them, get it or enter. And then hold out the pocket rocket and the poo things.
What is yours? A 15?
Yeah.
DC?
Yep.
They both just kind of like stand up straight and start walking towards the bags.
Excellent.
Well, they try to, but when you're talking about these bags, this is something that I did want to clarify here. Where the heck are you getting like giant bags? So I thought when you were talking,
How
like,
big are these things?
these things are like normal human size so far. So they're
So
like somewhere
my
around
intent
the 5
on
foot
this.
range.
Gotcha. My intent on this command is to have them enter the pocket rocket.
Ah, are
Like,
you
get it? Like, I take the pocket rocket and 3 keys or a couple keys out, hold them out, and say enter.
okay? So you
Then I only have to deal with 1, and the other 2 are next to the jail we built for them.
are going to roll me and improvise, which I think is
Improvise?
it's an action. But I'm trying to see if there's anything modifier wise. Let's grab an action. Okay. Just roll
Isn't
me a
the
regular.
action to cast the command?
Yeah. I'm talking about how it all goes over, because you're taking the charm and trying to put it on them, I would guess, too, in the process of them not really like reaching out and doing anything. You already had the charm and bag in hand, and as they're walking by, you're just trying to place it on them
Got
or
it.
in them or
Light a
something.
hand?
You
Would that work?
you could try a sleight of hand, and if you wanted,
Or
in case of,
persuasion?
but
I don't know.
it wouldn't not be persuasion. I could live with a sleight of hand. The improvising was purely something that I was trying to figure out how to. I know it's a part of the rules, but it seemed more
Gotcha.
appropriate.
Persuade them to put it in their pocket.
I already got him
Just get
walking
in.
into a bag.
Just get in. All right, I'll do sleight of hand
okay?
then, if that works.
Sure, go ahead.
Come on, Poppy. Damn it. Okay, now I'm in danger.
Was that for both of them? Because
Oh,
you're gonna
for
do
both.
it. Yeah, you're gonna do it twice.
Okay.
Figured one walks by, the other walks
Oof.
by.
Natty 20.
Nice.
Woo!
So the first one walks by, and you're like trying to pin it on its chest, kind of like a badge in some of its rags, but there's no real like pin or anything, and it just keeps walking towards the bag as part of your command, and uh, you, you you end up like dropping it, and it falls into its pelvis area, but doesn't quite go through the bottom portion of the pelvis. You, and the next thing you
That's
know, it's
uncomfortable.
turning into a steam of purple smoke and facts and figures in the air as it flows into the purple rock. I mean, into the rock with the purple smoke.
Nice.
And the
Excellent.
second one, I would assume you were like, okay, I learned from that one, and you just immediately kind of grab some of its decaying pieces there of cloth and just tie it real tight with like a simple bow knot before it poofs into the
Hell yeah.
into it.
That I will, before I end my turn, I face the last one, and I, in my torque, message the others and say, "Hey guys, I just let 2 zombies into the pocket rocket. Could you guys put them in the cell for me? They're probably gonna try to bite you, or hit you with their axes or whatever they're using. Thanks."
What
that-
the
That's my
hell?
turn.
I will bounce back and forth a little bit so we're not spending too much time in one place or the other. So because I think would be a good time to wrap back around. I did go to the other map and say, seeing that you were still next to the water, at least your character was, Flint.
Okay.
So I'm guessing you kind of just like missed the beach, and not only the beach but also the ocean, and probably just like fell asleep on it in the little shallows of the waves. But you're probably being woken a little bit up again after you dried off and everything. The waves were coming up and hitting the bottoms of your boots, and then you hear over your torque an odd message.
That was
I
good.
guess we could leave just the really long extended message for them.
Record the whole thing that's happening right now.
Yeah, I'll just hit record or leave the phone.
Off the hook.
Well,
After you tap on it and ask if somebody's there, I can imagine Flint being like grunting and being like, "Who the hell is this?" Because he expects to only hear Thomas through this, and he's tired of seeing Turtle Butthole.
Warren in the back.
Is that me? Did I do something?
This was
Depending on the timeline is.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were currently
I'm so
like,
confused.
finding themselves in a very, very different situation where they left that stuff off. But you guys were probably passed out, so I think the message thing was more appropriate, honestly.
trying to figure out how to get it to.
You trying to play back like that an old passage?
Yeah. Oh, so anyone else? That's what I was going to. I'd figured this particular trick out. So this message is only going to you, Flint.
Okay, that would explain why I'm confused as shit right now.
Hit him again, or try to, there, Frederick.
Did you roll a natural one?
I can hear
And-
it too. It's still playing for me.
Where's Rarlson? Maybe
The
he's gonna
only thing-
like lean over or walk over Rarl.
that I could try to figure out how to do was try to like mute the website itself, but that didn't even work. Somehow that still came through. I'm just gonna pause it for a second. because yeah, I can control the audio from my side, and what I did is drop the audio from the recording, basically, of what was happening, and you can go back and listen to it, or I can press play on it later here for you. But you're getting a message from the other side, and it's basically the gist of the message you're picking up on, and is overhearing the rest of the crew over there talking to Loki somehow, and him explaining hell to you, or to the group. Or rather, the group is talking to Loki, and he's explaining it to them, and had a message that was left for you on your torque. You're like, how the hell?
What the hell?
Instead
Yeah,
of voicemail.
I'm figuring too what would happen actually is like you would have gotten the message. The waves were waking up slowly. You got the message from Franklin about the skeletons. And you're like, oh gee, I guess I should get up. And then you see like a blinking, like shimmering end to one side of the torque, and you probably would have been like, what do I do with this? And you press it or something, and it would start playing the message.
Yeah, I must have like spaced out or something for a second there because I had no clue what happened. Because I was just like, "Whoa, well, shit. When did Georgie join in? Oh shit, Olivia's here too now."
Just all kinds of confusion.
I can see how the disorientation was happening too, especially whenever I would try to chime in between the audio, but then my voice would chime in again about something completely else, and then
You were talking to yourself, literally.
Yeah, and at
Kind of.
one point I look over at Jess and she's just her lips aren't moving, and I hear her in my headset. I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?"
That's probably
I slipped some stuff into your burrito, babe. It's fine. Everything's fine.
that's probably exactly what would have happened to Flint too. Is just standing there like real confused, listening to these voices on the other side. Honestly, you might even roll me a perception to see how well you understood everything. Because I don't think they actually inside of the recording mention Loki's name. When I re-listened to it, I'm like, they just have some dude talking in the background. Don't say who he is or anything.
I think I heard Loki mentioned once, maybe?
Oh yeah,
Unless you had said it.
I did. Just at the end of that, when I paused it there, because I was like, it's a message from Loki. Because I was trying to figure out how some way to make this even plausible at all. But yeah, that's not gonna work.
We should record that voicemail message again next time George Williams on and be like, hey, we need you to record this again in your most professional Alexa voice.
Yeah, because he did bomb at the beginning of it there too, with like uh
The like voiceover of the recording. We
yeah.
cannot answer the phone right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really good. And then we all started giggling in the background and ruined it.
Yep. But yeah, so you're getting that message as you're waking up, along with the confusion of the skeleton message. And Ash, I did just move the bookmark down to that area you're in. I realized that at the very beginning there, Franklin, I hadn't had the bookmark down there. So I don't know if you can see everything that you need to.
I just have a little black square.
Yeah, I see a little like a little room.
Yeah, that should be about right for you. You got
Oh my god, so many
real
people
dark.
now.
I gotta turn
Yeah.
your. That's what I gotta do. I gotta turn your night vision on. But while I'm doing that, I'm gonna move the bookmark.
Yep.
Just quickly over to the.
Shift over. I just sent a bunch of skeletons into the house, so
Yeah.
at least I gave them warning.
Do you have your radius for that?
Let me look it up. Pretty sure it's because I'm a turtle.
But Ash, you're hearing besides Franklin's alarm to you through the torque, or waking up and rubbing your eyes or whatnot, you can tell me, but you're hearing just through another hole at the end of the bedchamber where you vaguely remember some dwarves working on it, some clanging and banging coming from it.
I'm gonna get up out of the bed and I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna wrap up my baby nice and tight so they don't roll off the bed. Hopefully they're not awake yet.
Skill. Man, this comes so
Shit.
in use.
So much.
I was looking at a black screen this whole time and then just
Damn, it was almost 16-8.
You're able to get the blankets sort of shoved in and tucked in around them, the two heads that is, Enyo and Isel, and you get them kind of pierogied into the edge of the bed, and you're like, yeah, good enough. It's not quite the tuck that I'm used to, but continue on going on.
Yep, I'm just gonna hop down off the bed and start to cautiously walk towards the noise. And I'm gonna ask Bob, I'm like, do you know what that is?
Because he's still a crocodile, right?
Yes, he is.
Did that
I
noise come through? I wasn't actually looking.
It did actually come
Okay.
through that time.
Good.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Nekozo. I see that you're able to understand me now. Well, my presumption would be, Madam Mistress, that the skeletons have come. That necklace around your neck was talking about.
Ooh, the skeletons have come. That's exciting. And I'm just like inching closer and closer to the sound. They're not gonna go directly towards the door because I want to be safe. Right? I hear the sound coming from here. Or from here.
You hear it coming from where you first pinged.
Okay. Do I see anything? It doesn't look like I do.
Oh, you moved on top of the bed there for a second. I was like, wait, where'd you go?
I'm not trying to move on top of the bed. I'm just trying to be next to it.
I got you.
But I am using the wrong keyboard, and that's why this isn't working.
No worries. You're probably still trying to use it as like a bit of a in between from you and the hole in the wall, I would guess, like cover.
Yeah, just some space, some
Yeah.
light protection against whatever those skeletons that are making that sound.
And you see through the hole a very solid metal door that is obviously where the sound is coming from, and you hear ting, 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 ting. You know, not in any rhythm on purpose or anything either, seems like, but just something is apparently striking it, you would guess, just from the rhythm and sound that it's making.
Okay, so they're safe behind the door for now. Or are they? Is the door closed?
Very much so. You can see that it is closed and barred from this side. And you're still looking down the hallway at that very closed door. Go ahead.
Okay, so the door's right here,
Yep.
and this is just open. These 4 squares.
Yep.
There's nothing right here?
No. It's just a carved in entrance in the wall, it looks like. That's rough hewn through, and the walls themselves were fairly well made in the bedchambers, at least, of a wooden kind of material. But as it goes on past that, you see metal being exposed. Even the walls of the tunnel themselves are of some sort of heavy metal, it seems like.
So there's just a door right here with some skeletons banging against it.
You presume.
Oh, I can't see through it. It's not bars.
No, it is very much solid.
So is this hallway isn't where they're supposed to go, right? Where is it?
I don't know if I should tell you that because that would be metagaming, and I kind of want to see what you do.
Oh.
We did build a little section place for them, and you might have seen it if you like went further into the map
Yep.
anywhere. But
Yeah. So that's where she is currently, and you're looking. You climb down the ladder from the bedchambers and are on the kind of main level, if you will, looking up at the two mezzanine levels. The one was being the entrance that you first came in on, and the other being the off to your, if you're this side, the left, and where you'd come in originally is now bars from floor to ceiling on that mezzanine level.
Okay, that's what these are, these poles.
Yeah, it looks very much like a cage of some sort was built into the wall there, so that it's overlooking the area, and some of the stuff that was in that entry vestibule is now shoved down onto the main floor. And as you're walking around there too, it's almost as if they'd maybe either gotten bored just at that point, or were maybe following you. You don't know. You don't know. You're suspicious though, as they. Let me do this. Kelly, what was that viewing distance too that you had there, Frank?
I'm still trying to find it. I got it when I ate that giant frog's eye.
Oh, that was
Trying to find
underwater.
the damn thing. Oh, is it just underwater?
Yeah, I thought it increased it. That was at least what I remembered. Offhand.
I'm not sure. I will have to try to find it.
Yeah,
I've been like searching through our chats, but not sure where it got posted.
that's the beauty of the recordings too. You can always just go back and. Yep, here we go. Shambling. And inside you see, or hear rather, them tripping over something as they get to the edge of the cage and are clanging at it, trying to come after you, just without sound, wordlessly, just hitting the bars with their sword that they have.
I see we have new little friends. So this door right here behind them, this door is open.
Yes. You've seen them walk in through a open cage, or cell door, so to say.
Okay. I call for Bob and I'm like, "Hey Bob, you should come here and you should act as a nice distraction for these guys."
He gets to the ladder and just stares at you.
But you can't climb ladders like that? How'd you get up there?
There was a
Not
cart.
with your looking.
There was a cart,
Sorry.
mistress.
Oh, is it not there anymore?
No. Use the baby. Just kidding.
I mean, we gotta make use of it
Safe.
somehow, right?
As you're standing there too, besides the friends that are apparently sleeping in tubs down here, you do hear somebody else shuffling about inside the little pond room, sea room, washroom, whatever you guys want to call it.
Hey, who's down? Who's down there in the washroom?
Oi.
Would you care to lend a hand?
It's not coming through. I'm clapping.
That's wonderful, but can you do that right here, like right in this location, while making eye contact with our two new friends?
Who's the new people here?
Right here.
Well, look at
We
that.
haven't named him yet.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna like slowly kind of like go back this way so I can go slam the door. I'm actually gonna whisper that to Flint, be like, I'm gonna go close the door to that cage. I can see through those bars, but make sure those things stay in there. Keep their attention. And I just slowly stroll back. And then once I get here, I just start running.
Booga booga booga!
And I run through this door. Oh, it's very solid.
Go ahead and roll me a performance, Flint, and Ash, you're going to roll me a stealth.
Over here, bonehead!
16.
Very nice. 18 for Flint too. So they are very well distracted by your name calling and clapping and other derogatory terms, probably. I don't
Jingle
know.
my keys above their head.
And you hear the door just. That's not coming through. Ching. I have
There
to.
it is.
I had to do it a little bit higher or lower pitch, I guess. But
Discord just thinks the sounds you make are noise.
yeah, anything above, I don't know, probably like my normal talking voice, pitch wise. Yeah, I should probably fix that from the door there. But you walked up to it, the one door, and through the bolt. There's like a bolt on your side, on the bedroom side, that holds it into the wall, so that it's very sturdy. Anything that comes through it could probably pretty much just smack on it all day.
Awesome.
For the most
Love
part.
sturdy doors. And I'm gonna march back out and be like, all right, well, we have zombies. I think those are zombies.
Skellingtons, I thought.
I'm gonna talk into the Torg and be like, Franklin,
Yeah.
where'd you get these guys? Are you out there? Are you in here?
No, I'm outside right now. There's one more. You should watch out. I'm gonna set this one in two here in a second. They have little poop icons in them. You need to get those back at some point.
Okay.
Maybe
leave
just
them in
bait
the
them into
bars.
a consciousness and then take their sword. Maybe put them in like a box or something.
Does a 16 hit?
No.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a beefy boy.
It clangs off your shell, probably, because he's right next to you. Just ching! And then it would be your turn.
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll cast command and try to send this one in. So I'll do command, it's a wisdom save, and then I'll need a sleight of hand if I remember correctly.
Yep. Yeah, 10 did not beat that 15.
Hell yeah.
So it just stands stock upright and
9.
starts marching towards the sack, and that's still better than that 8. So you go to pin it on the thing, but he keeps walking, so you couldn't get the tie right on it with the one hand, and it just like slips onto one of the edges of the ribs, and just blows a puff of purple smoke into the rock.
One more coming in. Watch out. And I kind of survey the empty room, and then just kind of clap my hands. That's a job well done.
As you're saying that, the piles rustle again of the bones. Piles of bones rustle again, and it looks like 3 more zombies or skeletons claw their way to the tops of the piles of bones in the room.
Hey guys, do you think we could?
I closed the door. Oops.
Hey guys, I could do this a couple more times. Can I get a advantage of how many more zombies there seem to be in this room?
Roll. Wait, no. I'm going to roll this.
Okay.
3. It seems like.
3 more. Just these 3 or 3 after that?
Oh, you mean after that? You'd have to roll me some sort of arcana or something of that nature,
Yeah.
trying to understand the situation.
Sure. Could I do perception or investigation or whatever you want? You tell me.
You're noticing at least that there's some sort of magical nature about these piles of bones in the sense that besides that they keep clattering out more, there might be some soft glowing under the pile that you've noticed.
That's cool.
And there's three main piles. So
interesting, and I don't probably have that many more who symbols on me.
and the piles are pretty thick with bones. So
I mean, that's perfect. I'm gonna use my action as I see this to will myself into the pocket rocket and turn to
And-
my.
Vamira and Mame, I would assume, are still standing there like, I can't see anything.
Oh yeah, hey, will yourself into the pocket rocket. You're surrounded by skeletons that are about to die.
They come with.
This is excellent.
So you will yourself into the pocket rocket, just behind the last skeleton that seems to be in the hallway. Still.
Sweet. Hey, bud. Gonna need to put you down.
And you form up with him just slightly down the hallway, and he turns slowly towards you. So it seems like you have a chance to do something, at least.
Okay. I will cast. Oh boy, I turned. We're gonna be able to have a long rest. I don't know.
You definitely need one.
Yeah, I desperately need one. I'm gonna cast Hold Person on him.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, I will cast. I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on myself, and then just kind of start like pushing him towards the room. So a big bubble pops up around me, and so every time he tries to attack me, he has to make a Wisdom save or lose his attack.
Oh, okay.
And I just start shepherding him into the. Go on, come on. Poke him with a stick.
You walk up on him, and he goes to swing his sword at you, and it just stops almost stock still again here with it right at the bubble, and then just shuffles backwards.
I continue pushing him to the door, and then open the door, and then try to push him in. Nope. Stay back, guys. Stay back. It's a 5-foot hallway of a big creature.
He's gonna roll 2 more times for each
Sure.
space that you shuffle him through.
Are you manhandling these turtles? These
Yeah.
skeletons.
These skeletons.
It looks like you get him right in the doorway then, and the door probably open, I would guess, before as he's trying to as you're trying to close it on him, he strikes through the bubble the one time with the 17. It looks like the wisdom save.
That
right?
misses.
17? No, not that.
Yeah.
That wasn't a hit. That wasn't a hit. Sorry, that was the.
17 saves. Yes.
Yeah, just clarifying.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Take the dice away from me. 24
That'll hit.
with
Jesus.
a 10 damage because it was a crit as well.
Jesus Christ.
Like you're at a little under half health now.
Yep.
With that too, I would guess that he would probably got like a few cuts on your arms. Then probably each one of them are pretty bloody from trying to bring them in there.
That's okay. One of my arms is made out of bone. I'm one of you guys.
And you close it on him
We're Bone brothers.
while he's trying to strike you through the bars, and you just step back.
Boner
Yes.
brothers.
Huh?
I call out to everyone on the torque. Hey guys, I'm back inside. We gotta talk. Let's meet in the game room.
Right.
All right, that sounds like fun.
Meanwhile, Valmyra and Mame just slab up on a bed and say, "We're calling it here, Tortle. Just gonna get some Z's."
Oh, that's totally cool. I tuck them in, make them each a warm glass of milk, and take 15 minutes to read a bedtime story to them.
Portal milk.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna go back up here.
Don't
And I'm
ask
just
where it
gonna-
came from.
just fondle and pet Bob and be like, "No, I missed you. I had a really long nap."
The milk is so chunky.
I can't get through this door.
Yeah, I got you. I need to fix that from I think that is a whole wall still from a whatever the heck dynamic lighting standpoint.
Got it. But yeah, I make my way down to I guess the bar seems like the best meeting place, right?
Well, you got to walk past the two other people that are awake. It looks like one's petting a
Oh.
crocodile.
Hey guys. Oh, you're just right here. I turn
Hi.
to the other people that I just put to sleep. We should move out of this area so we don't keep them up.
All right, I'm gonna check on my baby real quick. Are they still asleep?
No, it looks like they're getting a little fussy, probably, and probably hungry.
All right, I'm
It was
gonna
a
pick them
2-month
up.
nap.
2 months. Yep, they're probably pretty well rested. I'm gonna pick them up, and then wherever we're going, I'll just I guess breastfeed them once I get there.
Good thing you got 2 tits for a 2-headed dragon monster thing.
Wow, I had a 2-headed dragon. Damn.
I don't know why I said dragon.
Hi, Bob. I give him a hug and then go downstairs.
All right, so I stroll over to the game room because this is where we're gonna have a meeting.
Sure, yeah. So, I don't know how much you guys remember, but we escaped that level of hell. That was dice. And currently, and I pull out the other pocket rocket from Zach. Zach and his siblings are in here. I'm keeping them safe for now. I don't want to lose them, just in case we need them.
Could
I
we
put
leave
it
them
on the
inside
table.
this pocket rocket? So like pocket
That was my
rocketception?
plan. Yeah. Because Zach made all of these, so they will all work together. So I was gonna leave them in here, maybe in like a lead box, so that we can control when they come out. But right now we just entered in wherever the next place that we're going is, and when I walked in, we're in a small room about like 15 by 20 or something like that. And there are 3 big piles of bones on the ground, and those bones are all coming to life slowly. And I saw some cool magic aura under them. So I think we should develop a system to figure out how to knock these zombies out efficiently and get them into that room over there, so that we could get to stuff under them.
Hmm. And you said it's just a pile of bones to start with?
There's like 3 piles of bones, and like I don't know. When I beat the first one, it seemed like there was like a new wave of them. So I don't know how many times we have to do that. This is weirdly like a game.
They could funnel them in here, but they need those tokens to enter.
Yeah, they need the tokens, and I was commanding them to use the tokens to come in, so I don't have that many more of those spells. I could do like 2 more, so I could do like 4 skeletons, maybe, if they fail their saves. But otherwise, we need to knock them out the old-fashioned way and maybe put them in something so that we can transfer them in. And I look at all these boxes and stuff.
So we can get them in here if they have a really low HP.
And we just kind of like, force a bit. Well, there's a good question because I had the sanctuary spell still. That'll probably disappear in a second, but that worked pretty well
Yeah.
because we could just push them. So, do we have anything in here that we could use that we could like teleport out with, like one of these big crates? Open it up, and then just push them into it, close it, and then somebody takes it back inside.
Mm,
That, or we have to fight the zombies and knock them out. And
I could cast minor illusion inside of a large box, and then we just drag the box in here.
that's true. Ooh. Yeah, so you could cast minor illusion, they would see like a person in there, but you'd have to be there too, right?
It works from a small distance, 30
So
feet.
maybe we need to poke like some eye holes in the back of the box so that you could see and hide behind it.
Yeah, we could do that. Just a little crack in the wood would work.
Uh-huh.
Do
Okay.
we have a box big enough?
There seem to be some pretty big boxes over here. And up here.
I was gonna say we're just gonna dump a box out on the floor and be like, all right, we're gonna fill this with skeletons. Don't mind us.
Right. Get in. If we made it small enough, we could put a skeleton inside like a small box and mail it to our enemies.
Wait, are we talking about boning a box?
Ooh.
I like the mailing a skeleton to our enemies. I like that a lot.
They'd never expect it. They'd just open it up and boom. Zombie would be better because they'd bite them, but skeleton work too if you give them like a really sharp knife.
I even know a person who I would mail it to.
If we've used the
Well-
skeletons, then we can get a cheaper shipping rate 'cause they're smaller.
That's true. They reassemble themselves, so.
Yeah. Not
Anyway.
like people IKEA.
All right,
Yeah.
let's empty one of these boxes.
Cool. I'm gonna real quick short rest because I am in intense pain.
All right, while I'm feeding the baby, I'm gonna go shove some food in my own mouth.
You, does it look like you curl up under the table? Or have I, Franklin?
Did I move myself? Here? Is this a table?
No, this is where you're standing on right now. Because there's
Oh.
cups on it.
Well, I gotta get on their height. I'm a short guy.
Ah, okay.
Oh. I'll go swimming during my short rest.
Ah, okay.
And I'll just kind of like swim around and turn to my Ferdinand and be like, do you think there are any bugs in the ocean? We could turn this whole thing into a terrarium. Lobsters are bugs.
I was trying to remember how.
You could eat lobster every night.
Do you have? Did you have speak with animals too, or was he just? Or no, that's right. You were picking up what he was putting down, in the sense that he was like using bug speech, which was like just movements and such. And you were
Yeah.
interpreting those movements as a bit of a language. I guess you would
Yep.
pick up on the fact that he would totally agree with you about the lobsters, and then also say he would also try to like make a shrimp shape out of his body.
Oh. I'll send out my swarm underwater while I do this to try to see if I can find some in here. I don't know if there's anything living in here.
Oh, there's plenty of things living, and it seems like mostly fish, as the moderately small crickets make their way into the water. Some of the smaller ones our first out into it, and they are at first probably largely sought after by the fish. I didn't even know how. I was not expecting how to handle this one tonight.
Whoops.
Fish. What do I roll here?
Fish. Probably like an acrobatics check for the swarm to not get eaten by the fish, or like a contested, or
Category fish. Trout. That's a fish.
it is a fish.
What?
I'm pretty
Um,
sure.
That's not the right. This is not the right place. I need to be here. So took me to Forgotten Realms instead of like a stat sheet.
Ah,
Fish suit. It's not quite what you want. Monsters. Yeah, this has got to be definitely closer to a Icewind Dale.
quipper. Is it
Yeah, it seemed-
carnivorous fish?
Yeah, it's a carnivorous fish. Like they're like a piranha.
Oh, bad. Guys, I should get a swarber piranha.
But I guess that
That would be
Magic
awesome.
flying piranha.
for now.
You tell me, man.
Oh yeah, that totally works. Finally, a low roll there. They're trying to get him at him, but the crickets just like are almost half the size of some of the fish that are coming towards it, and they just kick him with the back legs, the back off, and then all the
Nice.
fish start scattering.
Yeah, aren't those
Sweet.
dire crickets? So they're large.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
How comfy is that
especially some of
inside
the
your
big-
shell?
especially some of the bigger ones, and some of the bigger ones are making it a little crowded inside your shell. But you tell me. But I would guess you're feeling comfort by having some of those voids filled. It probably feels like a nice squirmy warm hug.
Squirmy worm
Uh,
hug.
Like, well, inside my shell is kind of where I have like the colony where they're making new ones, I would think. So
I'm
out.
not sure they can do that yet, but
They're just doing
Well,
the
like
nasty inside the
as I
shell.
say, like they like I kill off the small ones to make like the jalapeno poppers. So just thematically, that's where all the larvae are. The rest of them would just kind of like hang out on my shoulders and like follow me around. At this point, since they've gotten so large.
and Ferdinand is definitely still the biggest of the bunch, and he's probably said to you at this point too. Can we eat those fish, boss?
Yeah, you could probably eat some of them. Just don't eat all of them, because I don't want to destroy the ecosystem here. We gotta maintain the balance, you know.
Balance, boss. Okay. Well,
As an order cleric, that's my job.
I do like jam. You got any jam?
I don't.
Oh wait, never
well,
mind.
Hold on.
I think I could probably pull some shell jam out from the back. It's what the boys were eating the other night.
Okay, well, if you want to, I have the option too to make jam from scratch. So
There's
Whatever
probably
you guys
jam in the
want.
kitchen.
That sounds great. Well, I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna I'm probably gonna set up shop in here. And he looks up at the large ceiling, and he's I've got a couple wives down in the bottom of shell there that were looking to start the mating process off early. If you don't mind me taking off for a short vacation here, I could leave you with the second in command and.
Ferdinand, you don't
vacation.
have to ask me to take vacation for maternity leave. Please. I want to be a good boss. Go ahead. Take off. I take out some. I don't know. I'll use my magic clay hand ability to make whatever their favorite foods are. Take this to the business. Say hi for me. Set up shop. Just make sure to not like completely kill everything in here.
Sweet boss. All right. Well, I'm leaving you in pretty good hands here. You're gonna talk to Trying to think of another appropriate name here. Coming up blank. Torino. He's gonna be taking over the show for a little while.
All right, totally. Have fun. Let me know when you have kids. I want to come and meet all of them, however many billions there are.
Ah, sweet. Thanks, boss. And he just jumps off the back of your shell. Before he does that too, he just kind of like makes a bunch of other noises and rubs his legs together down inside from the outside of the shell into it to make it like echo off of it in the inside. And you feel a kind of vibrating as they all storm out, and he's like, "Me and the ladies are headed off," and you're like, "Oh, player." Before he takes a whole herd of smaller crickets with him up the side of the wall and set up shop in some of the crevices. And then probably about 3/4 of the side of Ferdinand, Torino pops his head out and let me know if you need anything, boss.
Will do. Welcome aboard. We're gonna go get some zombies. I may need your help with that at some point.
All clear.
All right. I leave them. I'm gonna have to get them a gift. I'm so excited I could be a grandpa. All right, guys. See, I did a short rest, I think.
What is a
Let's,
short rest? Like a half hour?
No, it's like
An hour.
I thought it was like somewhere, because I think a long rest, is 8 hours.
Sure.
So I think
Short rest is a
like,
period of downtime at least 1 hour long.
at least. Okay.
So whatever we want it to be, plus
What
the
is-
time we have to take to make this barrel trap.
Yeah, I was going to say it can go to up to 4 hours too, I think.
Yeah, I turn
Okay,
to the others and I say, "Dang, it really sucks. It would have been nice to have like a corpse on hand, you know?
Wait, why do we need a corpse on hand?
Just easier to." Well, though zombies like corpses, don't they? Skeletons probably aren't interested in corpses. What are skeletons attracted by? Sexy skeletons?
Sexy skeletons. Can we ask them? Do they speak?
I don't know if they speak.
I think skeletons like xylophone.
Oh, that's probably true. Anyway, let's go get these other guys. But first, should we sit here from range and just knock these 3 out so that we can strip them of their sword and take the poo tokens back?
Sure, let's do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We probably don't have to roll initiative on this because we're all just gonna be at range.
Oh, I missed that.
Or wait, actually, hold on. I'll turn to Torino. Hey, can you go get the poo tokens from those guys?
Oh, yeah, sure, boss.
Take
I'm not
the
going to do it.
swarm.
But I'm get some of the other people. And he just rubs his legs down behind your back and down in the shell. You feel probably about Let me just roll for it, because why not?
After
You
having
get some
fed
new bugs.
myself and fed Enyo and Ethel, I grabbed
Oh.
whatever like hunks of chicken I could find, and
I
I'm
don't know why they-
feeding Bob right now.
Was Flint doing anything too?
Going
Or
with the
side?
flow.
So you just kind of sat there and stayed at a wall for an hour?
Well, I mean,
Is he okay?
I thought we were still knocking these guys out.
Yeah, no, I was just
For
clarifying
the
because
short rest.
yeah,
Oh.
give you an
Maybe.
opportunity to do something else there before
Yep.
the rest
Imagine
of
my
the things
clothes are dry by now.
go. Mm-hmm.
Fucking better be, or else I'm moldy.
It was definitely a salt water, so you can feel it, the salt sort of clinging to you pleasantly.
Wait, it assaulted me?
Yeah,
Oh,
just a little bit
shit.
though. Just lightly seasoned.
No, I'm just gonna walk around the rocket, Still trying to get familiar with the place, stretch my legs from that nice big nap. About wrestling up some food myself.
You probably seen Ash then rummaging through one of the crates, the cold storage crates. It seems like having found the chicken. It sounded like you found earlier there.
Yeah.
Was I upstairs when you found that?
I don't know where you were.
Oh. So I don't remember
And
you going through there.
she did it like real quick. So
Oh.
you may have just missed it because she said she was going to get that, and
It was when
besides
you
feeding,
stepped away. I'm sorry.
and yeah, those two off to the side of the bar there are definitely both cold storage. It seems like they seem to be. One seems to be frozen, and the other ones are all chilled. And I think the chicken probably would have been frozen when you're starting to fry it up in the pan. Probably had to start it on a low heat and blah blah blah. But you probably finished in an hour.
I'm gonna look for some nice noodles. Is there dry goods here?
Under the bar, you're seeing some dry goods along with some other mixing stuff.
Jerky.
Some noodles. Make a nice big fat ass pot of ramen. I bet.
That didn't come through.
I said I imagine they had ramen back then.
Solid question. When was ramen invented?
I know like the instant ramen that we all know and love was like it's probably only like 50 years old. But like ramen as a dish itself.
Started in China, 1800s.
Oh wow.
Nice.
At least the first thing that popped up.
Huh.
Next question. When were noodles invented?
Shortly after flour.
Oh, yeah, pretty damn close. 4,000 years ago, around
Wow.
20.
Oh.
So noodles existed. Not quite the noodles we would think of today. They were made of wheat, so at least there's that.
Imagine it'd be more of like a thick dumpling-esque kind of thing.
Surprisingly, they had some thinner looking string stuff.
Oh.
But anywho, so you probably would have found some noodles, at least that's for certain.
Yeah.
And you probably could have tried to create the first ramen in this world.
Something he
Fine.
remembers weirdly.
Yeah, you get a hankering as Flint from Johnny for a
Would
dish.
that be like a history or a survival? Because I've survived off ramen for many years in my day.
Go for survival, because you'd have to find some of the ingredients throughout the bar too.
Salt, chicken base. Ooh.
Natural 20. So your instincts are real running high, because you just kind of start using your nose, start feeling around. You rustle some packages without even knowing they're in there, and you're like, no, that's definitely not it. And then you rustle another package, and you're like, oh yeah. And you pull out a Boolean-looking cube that you kind of jog something. You throw it in some boiling water. As you go, you grab the noodles, set them to the side, and start looking for some toppings of such. And probably in the cooler, you find a head of bok choy, which, hell, I don't even know. I need to. And probably some other like there's a good one. One that probably strikes Flint's curiosity more than it would Johnny, but it is a 100-year egg that's been sitting in the back of the cooler box for a while.
Ooh.
You're like, I remember him using some egg in this. This looks like an egg.
I don't know if it was black, but yeah, we'll try it.
And of course, onion and probably some and amongst the other jars, you see some other brown sauce-looking stuff that you put into it, and it turns out pretty hearty and good.
Right.
Slurping away.
Oh, okay, we're good still. Bok choy was 3,500 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know about the 100-year egg thing though. I was just trying to get to think on the fly.
I mean, how old
100
is
years
this
ago.
fucking rocket? Maybe we just discovered the first.
Time capsule that's made it around a whole whole life cycle.
Why does this thing look like a police box?
Yeah, nope, darn. 100-year eggs weren't a thing yet. But yeah, it would have been some hard-boiled egg. I wonder if hard-boiled eggs were invented by then. You would figure you got boiling water and eggs, right?
Yeah, probably
True.
one
I
of the
figure-
first things.
By the time we learned as like the human species to cook meat on an open fire,
We were
Boiling-
boiling eggs.
yeah, boiling water wasn't too far behind.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
boiling food in the water wasn't too far behind that.
Yeah, hard-boiled eggs apparently, but not a 100-year egg. So yeah, it was just a
When
regular
was
boiled egg.
soup invented?
Probably got to be around the same time that every other.
Yeah.
I think
20,000 BC.
Well,
In a cave in China has the first example of a soup bowl.
How is everything coming from China? Did we
I mean,
just
they were
come-
one of the first civilizations.
I
they
think
be
we were.
old.
I
You
was
know
just
what
gonna
else
say.
came from China?
They got to like a certain point and then just sat there for like ever.
Cell phone.
Yeah. That's. I don't know if you've heard this saying or not, but it's like a historian saying of "Don't wake the dragon." And it's referring to China in the sense of don't ever try to wrap them into like a world war.
Like, don't poke the bear.
Yeah, exactly. But no, that's. I know ice cream came from China too. It was a more recent thought of or find of mine that was just like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so you're probably slurping up your noodles when Franklin comes hollering back through the halls to figure out what to do next with these skeletons.
That smells good.
There's plenty.
What
to
do
go
you call
around it.
this?
The word was just there. Think about a raw man.
Raw mad. Ha. I like it. What about robade?
Isn't that a lettuce? When was romaine lettuce discovered?
Somebody asked China.
Anyway. It looks really good.
Yeah, here, have a bowl.
Thank you. I sit and have a bowl as we discuss our plans for the zombie thing. We're gonna cut holes in that. And I get the bed here. Do you have anyone you want to send a zombie in a box to? There, Flit.
Nobody that's alive anymore.
I look at the zombies in the cage. That doesn't really mean a lot, considering I'm pretty sure we're all dead.
Oh.
I've been dead for a long time, little man.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Me too.
Well, that's a thought. That we're in hell,
Yeah.
and somebody else might be in here that maybe Flint doesn't like.
Oh,
Maybe Franklin's dad and his dad are working together.
Not
Well,
my
anyways.
father.
Find him, kill him again.
oh, I'm here to bless you.
Come here, boy.
I couldn't even say it.
Bless you with the holy waters.
It's not a sin, my child.
Oh my god.
Anyway, should
I'll
we go capture ourselves a horde of zombies and put them in boxes?
Yeah. Say our own prayer.
Yeah. So we're gonna need a couple boxes to be able to switch them in and out, right? So we've
Oh.
got this one here that looks pretty fortified. I was thinking that maybe whoever's casting the illusion charm should be hiding in this fortified box, and then these smaller wooden boxes we could use as our trap boxes.
So the first fortified box that you're noting is the freezer box.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we better leave that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have other boxes, and just any of the other boxes, really. And then
I
that
mean,
way you'll be protected
they're all
in
looking
one box.
pretty sturdy. Probably hold up to a good bit, but they're still only like 5 foot 5 by 5 foot cubes. Just so you're aware of the size.
Oh, so they each kind of can fit one skeleton or
One
person.
at a time.
Maybe if they scrunch, but if you're, whacking them down to size, you could probably fit a good bit.
That's true. All right. So we should bring these no matter what, and maybe set them up open on top of one of the skeleton piles, so that when it just generates into the box.
Sounds good to me.
So we can each take a box. And like we just will ourselves back out there and be prepared. There are 3 more skeletons.
Okay.
Wait, was there only one of these boxes that was empty? Because these were like the food boxes you were pointing at.
These boxes here I think we're gonna use, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
if that works.
and you open each one of them to see they are mostly haven't been opened before and kind of closed. They got a bit of a hinge and a handle on them right now, with a bit of but you can see there are nails that kind of hold it in place usually. And in the first one you're seeing about some like padded armor. It looks like probably about 9 sets of that of some sort. The next one you're seeing a good bit of clothing, probably stacked halfway full of just random cloth, maybe some even actually spools of cloth. And then the final one you're seeing some other utility items of like just not only some thread, but it looks like there is at the bottom of it a machine of some sort, and there's on and around it there's probably some other not manufacturing, that's not the right word, like sewing equipment.
That's what it
Oh,
sounds like.
a sewing machine! Oh, that's exciting. I can make
I was
myself
trying to find a
outfits
way
finally.
to say it without saying it.
An
Yeah,
but I
empty
couldn't.
cookie tin.
And
Yeah,
a loom, right?
Yeah, I was
Not quite a loom.
Oh.
Nothing for fabric making, it seems like. Just
what were they
Got
called
it.
before they were called sewing machines?
hand
else did we
and
One of
learn
those
tonight?
hand crank. Like
Hand-
there's that hand pedaled one, or the foot
Those are
pedaled
still
one.
called sewing machines, though, weren't they?
yeah.
I think so.
Before it was just hand, needle, and thread, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything was sewn by hand. I was
True.
gonna say one of the cast iron pedal ones. Gab has one of those that she still sews with.
That's still a machine.
Still working.
Yep.
Built to last.
And we must rage against it.
Rage against the sewing machine.
Take it out into a field and beat it. So
You might win. It's cast iron.
You're not wrong.
So you guys just dumping all that shit on the ground?
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody else can clean up this mess.
With all your fucking ramen.
No, all the boxes. We just dumped them all out.
Well, if we keep them all in this nice equipment area, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, I will shift the sewing machine to another location because Franklin has many costumes he needs to sew himself.
Beautiful.
But once we get our boxes, I'll turn to the others and be like, okay, so Plaid, we go there, we try to, cut the zombies down to size, maybe use a blunt object or a blunt attack weapon.
What about a crocodile?
That would work really well, yeah.
How long does the speak with animals last again? 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's only 10 minutes.
Yeah. How
I
did you
do-
did you leave Bob up in the up there too?
Yeah, like I ran up there and I fed him food, but he said he can't come down, and I don't know how to get him down without the cart, because I mean, like, I can't carry him. And I don't
You should give
think
him
I
one of
have-
the tokens. Then he can just will himself out and then back in.
I had thought about that because he is a companion and essentially his body is actually a skull and he's just temporarily in the croc. Would that mean we gave Bob the token to get in or the croc the token to get in?
Guess we'd have to find out.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave this to the fuck around and find out rule.
I was gonna say, because I know he got in here just with me last time.
So then you could go up there and just bring him out with you, right?
Yeah, that's what I figured, and that's what I would do.
Yeah. Then I guess I'll grab another box since you're gonna grab him.
But I kneel down and I just like look Bob in his little crocodile eyes, and I'm like, "Hey, do you want to go beat down some skeletons so that we can drag him in here?"
You see a reddish glint coming from his eyes, which you can only assume with the as a scent.
Bob's a little bloodthirsty. Too bad these guys don't have any blood. I was like, all right, let's do this. I am. I'm gonna open up this chest that had a bunch of clothes in it,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to swaddle Isel and Enyo into the blanket from the bed I was sleeping on, and just put them down in that chest as if it were like a cradle.
Oh. Okay. I see.
Uh,
After you were probably like while you were talking about the plan with Flint and Franklin there, you were probably like burping them after you'd fed them there for an hour.
Yep, just doing mommy duties. Like, all right, yeah, we're gonna beat down some skeletons. I got that. Just patting a baby.
Go ahead and rank your mothering skill up 1 point and roll that for me after that.
Wait, how do I edit this skill that I already have? Oh, there we go.
Um,
Wait, did that work? Oh, I just set it to 1. I suck at this.
no worries.
There we go. Oh, that was not it. I don't even know what I just rolled.
Perception.
Perception. I'm very aware of what's going on.
Yeah, you
No.
are.
Aha, 22.
Feels very good. Somehow you were able to manage to set them up in the chest and took the blankets off of there, and the silky blankets seemed to somehow take into the non-friction element of the clothes that are inside, and it slowly rocks. Maybe there's some sort of water clothing below. You're not sure. It sort of rocks the baby, and it keeps him both Enyo and Isel heads asleep after their burping that they both loudly
Oh, what
before
good
going to sleep.
baby. I'm gonna have to investigate this clothing chest later, but I set them to it, and then I'm like, all right, Bob, let's go get some skeletons.
And you grab a side of Bob's shoulder flank and wheel yourselves out, along with everybody else, I would guess, who's... Franklin's got 2 chests, and Flint's got a chest.
Yes.
They might not be at exactly those looking chests, but they'll be close to goddamn well enough.
That's fine. Chest is chest.
Or we keep calling them chests, don't we? But they're more of like a
A storage crate.
crate. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. And I got a place you guys piced. The purple smoke flows out of the rock, and you guys take shape in a room that is largely dark. Probably almost... Does either of you have dark vision?
I do not.
If I
Me too.
don't, yeah, I don't then, so I still needed that torch that I had originally used.
I don't know if I do or not.
Oh, stop it!
I need to get myself a pair of goggles. Filled with water.
You guys see that torch?
I see it.
Okay. So, yeah, there's still a slight burning torch on the ground. But then there's a... there were... Let me just do something else here. Some piles of
Oh, God.
stuff on the ground. But now...
It's just all the
looks like
zombies.
one large skeleton that is formed from all of the other skeletons on the ground has
Oh,
taken their place.
that's even better.
And it's easily in the 30-foot chamber, standing a good... Let's see here. What's...
Someone
yeah,
was shopping
like
at Home Depot.
15 foot or so. And he just looks at the purple smoke that's acquiesced in the space. He probably can't see very well, but heard the sound of... And is starting to raise a giant looking sword of sorts.
I cast charm person.
Yes.
Does it work if they don't have a heart?
It says a humanoid.
Okay.
Is skeleton humanoid?
I'm
you
assuming
attempt
that's
to...
a wisdom.
Yeah, they have to make a wisdom saving throw of 15. You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range.
They've got -2, so that'd be a 13. This skeleton... How are you charming them? Sorry. I should have asked that about the other ones too, but...
So I see them like coming towards us and like raising up their weapon, and I just like throw one hand up and I call out to them and I'm like, "Oh, great powerful creature! It is so nice to finally meet you."
It's... sees you as a friend, as to what I understand. It cannot make a noise, because it has no vocal cords or means to do so, other than it clacks its jaw a couple times when its teeth together, which is actually a formation. You're realizing in the torchlight that's flickering as you're staring at it, and it's stopped its movement, a form of a couple jaws being placed together, so there's easily over 100 teeth in its mouth of other creatures' teeth, or some of which are human, some are not.
Well,
Clacks its jaw together, and then it hangs loosely there for a second, like...
And I just continue, and I was like, I have heard of your great power, and I am so glad that I am able to see it in person. Would
Just
you
keep-
like to join me in my abode?
Keeps staring at you. It slowly starts to lower the weapon, but not in an attacking manner, but more towards its side.
Ask it if it wants to
Dumb
bone.
And that's what I say. I was like, would you like to bone? And I kind of just like flare my eyebrows a little bit, like, eh?
Oh, gee.
I take out one of the poop symbols. Use this to get up inside.
And I just like, without taking my eyes off the creature, just take the little poop charm, Franklin.
This guy's gonna be awesome.
Forgot this.
We could kid about. Maybe put a saddle on him.
Oh, that was the wrong one even. What's happened when I have too many tabs open? Oh, no, still didn't. Okay.
I need to get the spell Speak with Dead now.
So it just stares at you very dumbly and kind of like shrugs its shoulders.
I walk up to it, still holding my empty hand out in front of me, like towards it, as in greeting, and I've got the other like poop charm like kind of like hidden. Not obvious at my side. I'm just like, come back with me to my abode and we can have a good time. I don't know what skeletons consider a good time, but I'm trying to be as charming as possible about it.
Boning. See, the Talibu have xylophones. That's what he said earlier. They liked.
I mentioned, I'm like, we have lovely musical instruments you might like to play.
It stares at you for a second and then switches hands that it had the weapon in and sticks out its hand towards you, easily engulfing your entire body.
Oh,
Because you're only 4 foot, right?
yeah, I'm 4'3".
Yeah. It's 15 feet in total height, so it's maybe not quite your entire body with like just the palm, but you know the finger would start to clasp around you easily, like a real life King Kong
All right.
moment.
I maintain composure as it grabs me.
Double thumbs up.
And I just take the little poop charm and I kind of like tie it in a little bow around its one of its wrist bones, because I'm guessing there's like not just one giant wrist bone, but a couple of things making wrist bones.
Yeah, there's a couple bones in there.
And I just tie it around its wrist, and I'm like, this is for you so that we can go to my home, so that we can have the nice conversation and play musical instruments. And I do this while like maintaining eye contact and a big smile.
It doesn't seem to get it because it's still just standing there and shaking its head and bringing you up to its chest almost protectively.
I'll cast command on it and tell it to enter.
I was gonna say, does he get advantage because it's already charmed?
No, he does get advantage though because he is at resistance, and I forgot that earlier. That's why I re-rolled that other one, but it still worked. And it still didn't work because a 15 is what I needed for that, and it did not get it. Especially not with a -2. So it heeds the command. It stands stock still, and then Ash, go ahead and roll me a dex save because you're at least 5 feet off the ground. And you're only 4 feet. Oh, nice. So you want to tell me how you succeed as the creature poofs into smoke into the rock?
As it falls to the ground, I just managed to like catch myself on my feet and kind of just like roll up, standing right in front of Flint and Franklin. And I'm just like, ta-da! It's done. Now, how do we
I-
get back in there?
I clap. Well, we'll have to teleport back in, so we'll have to have a plan for when we get in there, because he'll be there.
He should still be charmed unless the switching of planes affects that. Does this
I
say
don't
if that affects
know. You
that?
could go in and like charm him into the other room, but I don't know if he'll fit through the door. Look how big he is.
He is very big. He's probably smushed in that tunnel right now, just laying down.
That's true. That tunnel's not very large. Anyway, I'm gonna investigate where those piles of bones were to see if I can find what the Arcana signature was. I assume the room is now empty. Great job, everyone.
Woohoo! Great success.
Yeah, for the most part, you're seeing that the ruins under it are glowing roots that have been grown through the stone into a shape of a skull underneath of it. Now that the bones have all had been all coalesced into that giant creature that you would just moved into the
I
pocket
see your
rocket.
combat, and I step around it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Turn to the others. What do we want to do?
If need be, we can run like hell.
There is currently in front of you, in the room, the torch still laying on the ground with 3 skull shapes in the grown of roots in those vicinities. With as you're getting your bearings now too, you see the walls are made largely up of compacted, crushed bones and other wondrous things of that sort of nature. And at the end of the hallway from the pitch black doorway that you came in from, actually it's more of a great hall, it seems like, are 2 directions, one to the left and one to the right, of a very bulbous rounded wall, and the right side has green tile and the left side has a red tile. Otherwise, there is a soft glowing light in both directions that seems to be emanating from almost all directions.
Well,
Examining the wall and this root. Can I try to chip a little bit of bone off the walls and place it on the root?
Yeah.
I'm
Go ahead and-
wondering if this thing is like out of magic or it just needs bone to like turn into stuff.
Did you put it on the glowing like skull symbols that's in the root is what you mean, or did you put it like in the larger green root that's just kind of going in between the stone floor that you've been walking on?
The skull symbols I think were those were the locations that the skeletons were growing from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll place it on there just like a little shard. We'll see if this will animates.
Yeah, I don't have just like a skull that I could place there. Oh wait, maybe I do.
Because if so, we
Okay.
should totally take
Anyways.
these with us.
You place the bone chip on the skull symbol on the ground. Oh, this kind of looks ominous.
whoa.
Wow.
There we go. That'll be more appropriate. So you can get some idea of where they are. And oh, come on. There it is. And it starts to get a soft bluish glow that's similar to the glow that's coming off the roots, which are green otherwise, and the root, or rather the bone chip, starts to kind of like vibrate in your hand and like kind of hover there, but otherwise is innate. as far
I
as you can
smash
tell.
it with a hammer. Yeah, so pretty sure these things are still active. Can I make a nature check or investigation or perception or something to? I want to see
Probably want to do an
these.
Arcana.
Okay, these are skulls made out of roots, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll guide myself too. What do you guys think? I'm thinking maybe if we could get these things up working, we could make an infinite amount of skeletons. All we have to do is kill people.
Just
Well,
kill
or
people.
Kill
that,
one.
or like go find a.
Oh no, that's the guiding. Sorry. So
Yeah,
15.
so it's 15. Or go
Um,
find like a cemetery, you know?
Okay. Please explain this plan to me again. I was logging out of work. I'm all done.
Yeah, so these, and I'll point at the roots that look like skulls, seem to have the power to turn regular bone, and I point to the pile of bone powder that I got from the wall, into skeletons. That's how they work. So I was thinking we could just take these, if we could pick them up without them losing power, and then we just have like a skeleton machine.
Okay, let's pick one up and see what happens.
I just rolled Arcana, so we're gonna wait for God to tell us what we know about these.
so you're quite sure, at least, Franklin, from just looking at the thing, of your own assertion, that they are related to the continual summoning of the skeletons. You're wondering, though, it seems like they have, like, the root structure, as you're looking at it, go off under the walls and out somewhere else. And wondering whether or not
Interesting.
this is more of a fruit body, so to say, of the plant that seems to be making them, or a
Interesting.
seed, or rhizome. That's the word. Which is like a,
Rhizome.
yeah,
Ooh.
it's like a root seed. You can take a root and then plant it like a potato,
Huh.
and then it'll grow a plant.
That's cool. I'll
You're unsure.
I'll take out my knife and try to pop one off.
Sleight of hand? I don't know.
Sure. Guidance. Because guidance is amazing. Still another one. So 19.
Flint and Ash are sitting there for a goodly time, probably very bored while they're trying to make the decision of left or right around the end of this, as you slowly carve your way around the skull and the root, trying not to, nick
I'm
it.
I'm
and
intently
continue.
watching Franklin
Yeah,
do
I'm
this.
intrigued.
I am just so ready to see what happens.
You're
Then we'll decide where to go.
you're able to carve around the whole skull. It does seem, though, as if the blue glowing has dissipated from the root structure as you carved it off, but it still looks like a skull.
Great. I will take some of the soil from around it. I'll turn to the others. I don't know what this grows yet, but now we can make one. It seems fine, right? It's just a skull tree.
Yeah, how big is it? Like, is it about as big as your body compared to like how big it is on the map?
Yeah, it's probably about as big as
So it's a
Franklin.
skull tree. Okay, I say we
It's
take it.
it's a skull tree like node or like seed. It seems like.
Okay, well, grab one of the crates you guys brought in, scoop as much dirt into it as you can, and add in this thing to the dirt
Yep.
in the crate.
Now, if we want to, we could take the other two as well. We'll just have to sit here for like another hot second, but we have the ability to simply fast forward.
Anyone else gonna help Franklin?
Yeah.
You hear that, dungeon? We're just gonna take everything.
If it's not nailed down, we're taking it.
If we can dig it out of the floor, that doesn't count as being nailed down. Yeah, I'm definitely
Honestly,
gonna assist.
selling honestly in that world, I think vintage furniture salesmen, like vintage stores, should just be adventurers. Adventurers who realize that there's more. It's more economical to just take everything and sell it.
Eventually, this will be worth something. As you well, then I guess if Flint and Ash are both helping, you probably get almost all the way through, and you're like, "This is working!" And they both go, "Okay," and they start trying to carve up the other ones. So
Yeah.
go ahead and both roll me a sleight of hand.
I will help and guidance as well. I have a good sleight of hand, so here's hoping. Ooh, Flint does too.
I'd say it's an average.
With guidance, though.
Oh.
It's a D4.
You can roll it.
Oh.
Me or Flint?
Flint.
Yeah, he's got it. 15.
Seems to come up with a little bit of trouble at the end with some of the smaller roots, but you get a hold of it out of the floor.
Does
This
anything
is
tear?
awesome.
Does it look like it's stressed?
It still looks like a skull, and it's still holding a slight blue glow to it, but it is much less than what it was.
Are its roots just like normal roots, or are they like kind of like bony, like miniature spines almost?
There are some roots that look like bones, and there's some seaweed that looks like bones too.
Yeah, I would say
Taproot
that
that looks like a spine. I like that.
it is much more
Just weirdly flexible bones.
cartilaginous. Is that the right terminology
type.
there? Yeah.
Cartaleologist. I don't know.
Cartilaginous.
That's some big words here, country boy.
Yeah, me too, and I never even went to school.
So Ash, you gonna roll that sleight of hand or
Oh yeah, sorry.
no worries.
Guidance.
18.
You can roll a d4 on top of that if you want, because I think Franklin was standing behind each of you and slapping you on the booty and go team.
4.
Nice.
Yeah.
You carve around it and you get a bit of a top of what looks like a spinal cord still attached to the skull. That is, you assume, only a portion of the taproot that was forming it.
Oh, man. My little terrarium is going to be so cool with these 3 death trees.
I've been wondering when the mango tree idea was going to come back around too.
Yeah, I know, because we need to plant them. I suppose we could just steal soil from anywhere and just start growing them. But we don't have
No.
sunlight inside the pocket rocket.
There is an ever-present light that is
Sun
from the
adjacent.
from the fairy lights. They're like little tiny suns all throughout the space.
Sounds like we need to hire an arborist to take care of our trees.
I wish I could afford one of those. I mean, anyways.
Right. All right. Having successfully picked up these 3, and I guess put them into the 3 crates that we got
Yeah.
with dirt, which also worked out well.
Crates of dirt. Yeah, worked out perfectly. Should just always carry around
We-
crates, apparently.
Right. Yeah, I
So-
really like to carry around cages unless there's if there's something I want to capture.
Are you taking them back, the crates back into the pocket rocket thing?
Well, if we do that immediately, we're gonna have 3 crates with the giant skeleton. So
Yeah, we should take care of the skeleton first.
Yeah.
I agree. How do we want to do that? I could cast Sanctuary again, but only on one person, and you could kind of force them in, but I don't know if we can do that with such a big one. Feels like this big one we need to kind of like beat down to like package up, right?
Um,
Ooh,
we
I
can't
have
just
turn
charm him
undead.
to turn undead. Ooh,
We could
shoot.
open the door. I teleport in at the front entry, turn undead. He gets frightened, runs away into
Ooh.
the
Runs
other
away
room.
from you specifically, correct?
Yeah, into the other room where we just close the door.
Okay.
If we think he can fit through that door.
I mean, I guess we should go and see, or at least one of us should go and see.
Right.
I guess it'll be me since I charmed him and he seemed like he liked it.
That's
Hopefully that's
true.
still going on. If
So
not,
do
I
you
can
want to go?
cast it again, right?
I mean,
True.
you did just finish a long rest, and as long as you have the spell slots, the quick question I had there is because you didn't send it into chat, so without jumping over to your character sheet, do you see how long that lasts?
It lasts for 1 hour.
Okay, then I would say that it has not been more. It's probably actually sorry. No, you guys carved up the roots. It's probably been about an hour.
Yeah, it might have been. So I don't actually think I've ever sent a spell through the chat successfully. I just read them out to you because I've never done it right. How
Yeah.
does one do this correctly?
If you have the spell up, like on the side of your screen there,
Mm-hmm.
there is there should be a little B labeled dice that says cast to VTT. And then just under that, there should be a display in VTT.
Oh, I just clicked it and then it like closed the side panel.
So you'll have to bring up the spell again and then look under the cast on VTT. There's a display.
There you go.
Yeah, that worked.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, because then that'll give me the description rather than your DC and potentially damage, depending upon the spell and all that jazz. But yeah, so I would say it's probably been an hour.
Yep.
And you got, looks like, I don't know what spell level you cast that first one even at.
I only cast it as a first level spell.
Oh,
Let's
damn.
see. Actually, did I count it? Because I cast Speak with Animals
Yeah, it
once.
looks like-
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So I still have 2 first level spells left.
3.
3?
Yeah, you
Did I
got 3
count
other
this
spell
incorrectly?
slots.
Okay. I turned to
We
them.
need
I'm
to-
like, I'm gonna will myself through, and if he's still not charmed, I will charm him again.
Then do what?
Ask him to enter that room very politely. Actually, I don't know. Does that work? Because it says they are charmed by me, but it doesn't say they follow orders.
As you guys are talking, the torch starts sputtering out.
Light a new torch.
Throw another torch on the ground then.
I pull out a candle.
If you need, I can cast daylight.
Oh, that would be much more helpful.
I mean, daylight's a huge spell, though, isn't it?
It's a 60-foot range.
Sure, but like, we're in a 15-foot room.
No. 5, 10, 15, 20,
Well,
40 foot.
what about light? I can cast light on something, and
Right.
that gives a 20
Light?
foot.
Yeah, light would be perfect because that's a cantrip.
All right. I will pick up just a pebble off of the ground here. Cast light on the rock. Well, I clicked the wrong button. Too.
20 foot. I think that's what this is too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 20 foot.
So where'd you go?
Right here in the middle of the stony.
Oh, okay. There's a bunch of shit on my screen. So,
Oh.
yeah, there is where it's moved to. The light source in the room. I mean, somehow that still manages to cover more than the entire room. Anyways, I'll just accept it.
Shit, if I'd have cast daylight, we'd all be blind.
Plus, it would probably be bad for our new plant boys.
Yeah, it's dry.
So, Ash, are you willing yourself back into the pocket rocket currently, or have I
Yep,
misinterpreted
I'm
something?
gonna will myself back into the
Oh.
pocket rocket.
Okay.
I hope this goes well.
Fingers crossed.
Boing.
Yeah. We should definitely go there first before we decide how long this is. So, come on, screen. You
I was
can
gonna
do
say
it.
I am centered on Mame's character.
I'll move.
All right, so when we will ourselves back into the pocket rocket, do we appear in the main entrance? Correct.
Indubitably.
All right, so I appear in the main entrance. What
Damn it.
do I see?
The 5 foot by like 8 foot hallway crowded with amalgamation of bones.
Are they solidified into a shape?
As much as they can be, it seems to be that they were sort of sliding away from you as you entered in, so there's just enough space for you to stand currently. But they were sliding towards the noise, which was the skeletons at the end of the room that were clanging against their bars. But as probably now that you stepped into its reach, it started moving back towards you, and I'm just gonna have to draw a square because I don't even
Yeah, I was
have
gonna
any
say that's a
good
very
token.
unique thing you're describing.
Yeah, I don't have any good token here right now. It's moving extremely slowly too. It's like not even a foot a minute. It's just like trying to squeeze through the hole.
I'm
that
going
it's
to
being pushed
attempt
into.
to cast Charm Person again.
All right.
And I must make a Wisdom saving throw of 15.
Wisdom. It did not. That was a 3.
All right, it is charmed. And again, I'm going to greet it. I'm like, oh, great creature. I'm so sorry. I forgot that your greatness could not fit into our tiny, minuscule hallway. I say this, holding my hand over my heart and looking sad and remorseful.
Stops its slow, barely even crawl because it was floor to ceiling and wall to wall bones clattering towards you and just kind of clatters in response.
I point behind him and I'm like, if you go through that door there is much more room for you to move around in. And I think my friends also found some of your companions and also invited them over, and they may be in there. And you guys can all meet and greet, and I will get us some tea and scones, and we'll have a lovely time.
It doesn't do anything but continues to clatter, presumably in some sort of speech pattern, it seems like, because there is some definite distinctness to it, but you cannot pick it out.
I can't pick it out?
Correct.
Need to speak with Dad, I bet.
I'll speak
Hark,
undead.
hark, hark. Bet Bob would be able to talk to him,
But I don't know if
being
Bob
a
can get
flying
to where
skull.
we are.
Well, if you teleport in with him, he would appear at the entry, would he not?
Yeah, because he was supposed to teleport out with me, but I didn't see him on the other map.
Ah, I apologize.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't sure if that was just because his token got left behind or because he didn't.
it was just a token thing. Yeah. So, presumably then you would have just petted Bob on the head too after the fact and poofed back in with him. So he's
Okay, so
currently at your
me
side.
and Bob and the skeleton are in here, and I turn to Bob and I'm like, "Do you know what he's saying?"
And he pokes his head out between your legs because there's literally no other room in the corridor. And you said speak with animals, so he goes, Mistress, I'm pretty sure that he's trying to say that he can't open the door. He has no real means to move without crushing you and me currently.
Well,
And I
shit.
only say he because it is very unclear. Anyways.
I kind of like lean down towards Bob and I whisper to him, like, "Should I go open the door? Do you think that's wise?" I don't know if that's wise if I get between him and other skeletons.
I honestly don't know if you could, mistress. Although I hesitate to say this only because I don't enjoy so much being in my natural, or rather scully form, as you know, because the rest of the world has so many more sensations to offer. But I could potentially, and I say this with much love and the idea that you will hopefully get me a new body here in the ever-present future, but as you still have my skull, and he kind of uses his nuzzle to point up to the skull that's hanging off the side of your belt, and says, I could come back into that, just as you know, at any time, and perhaps, take the mind of this creature over there, as they are charmed by you, and more than willing to work out your will, and then I'd be able to, reshape the form of it more easily to open the door and squeeze my bulk in there. However, I'd very much prefer if you could, remove me from its mass after that.
So this sounds like a really good idea, but you say remove you from its mass. Will you be trapped in there?
My skull will have to be attached to the skeleton creature
But I
in
thought
order
Bob,
to
this is
be
a
connected with it.
metagaming question, but I thought Bob could take over the form of any creature without a like high enough intelligence. Because that's how we got him into the troll, wasn't it? I charmed the troll and then he took the troll's body.
Yeah, you're right. So I think you're more than right in there. I think he may have been overthinking it in the idea of the fact that he's also a skeleton.
But if he's only willing to do this, if I find him another body to take besides the alligator, I am willing to do this.
Yes, I would very much prefer that, a new body sooner rather than later. So that is my stipulation. So
All right, I will do that. I will definitely help you find a new body if you get the skeleton and its mass into that cage. Wait, what do we do with the alligator? As soon as you leave it, it's going to attack me.
oh, I've pretty much annihilated most of its mind. It'll just stand here mindlessly. I
Oh.
hope that is not a problem.
Poor creature. Nope, that's fine.
It
Uh,
didn't have much of itself to exist in here besides eat, sleep, and fuck, which are great things, but you know,
You need more than that.
yeah, well, not really, but it just seems to happen with my mind, unfortunately.
Same.
All right, yes, let's do this. I am going to get a dagger out, like without letting the other creature notice, the skeleton creature notice, just in case the croc decides that it wants to take a bite out of me.
All right, so Bob's red light shines behind the crocodile's eyes and then beams into the skeleton and, massive bones that's filling the hallway. And you see it start to inch towards the door, and you hear it, or actually, it starts to squeeze up tightly against you and pushing you towards and the crocodile back towards the portal that's at the end of the hallway, allowing you into the space. And you hear a creaking of the door as you just get up onto the portal, and the other skeletons start rattling about as the mass of bones start to just squeeze its way into the other room. And it doesn't quite take shape on the other side, but it is definitely it seems to have absorbed the other 3 skeletons that are in there.
Oh,
And it's probably just a pile of wriggling bones, it, with the top of which reaching up at 13 feet or 15 feet, which was the height of the skeleton before being in the hallway. But it doesn't seem to take any real shape before Bob streams back into the crocodile that just lumbers around behind you.
I make sure the door is closed and that all of the bones are trapped in there, and I was like, good job, that was fantastic. And I start to walk towards him and just like give him a nice pat on the head, and I was like, all right, what kind of body do you want? Do you want a humanoid body? Do you want a big bird? What do you want? And I'm just like, oh yeah.
Thanks, mistress. I would very much like a humanoid body. It is much more satisfactory. I think it'll be like putting on an old T-shirt that you'd fitted just for your body. You know, I think it'll be nice.
All right, I will do that. I will get you a humanoid body. And I attempt to back us up, and I call through my Torg. I'm like, guys, it's taken care of. We did it. We have a giant pile of bones in our cage room right now.
Awesome. We'll bring in the death tree seeds, and then we'll get those set up, and then we, I guess, either need to contemplate the door over the week or make our decision now. 'Cause we know nothing about anything about this room.
Left
We didn't really look.
left or right is all you'd found, unless you were doing some more investigations in the meantime while Ash was doing that.
If I have my swarm with me, I would have them go try to check it out by like crawling on the ceiling versus on the ground for the wolves.
Stealthy bug surveillance. I love it.
I figure the tiles are colored, so don't want to like get whoever's house this is dirty.
Do you send them both down both corridors then? I missed that.
Yeah, I mean, I would send them down one, get the scoop, then send them down the other.
Okay. Any particular direction first?
Let's see. Eaty bitey bow, catch a tiger by his toe, or catch a skeleton by his toe. If you if you catch a, let it go. Eaty beady bitey, but left.
Perfect decision making.
My left
Great.
or your left?
Oh no. I turn around. Oh gosh. Left towards you're facing the door, I think.
Okay.
Your what did I was a starts with a T. Trying to remember his name.
Torino,
Torino. Yeah.
because that's the name of the city.
It is. Turin, I think, is actually the city's name. Oh wait, no, Torino is too. It's like somewhere in America. Anyways, Torino bobs his head up and says, "All right, boss, taking it to the left," and sends a crew over that way, and they jump from your shell onto the wall, just spring board, and start crawling on the ceilings, and they are going to need to roll me a perception.
I turn to Flint and I just say, some people just like run headlong into these kind of things, and I just figure, why?
The thrill of that.
Do they use my perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a hella perception. I have a passive perception of 17, and then I'm going to roll a perception. Ooh, only 10.
Not quite a natural one, but
No.
so
close.
they go in and they are quite sure they come back and report and say, "We didn't see anything, boss, but we're pretty sure that that room is sketchy as shit. It's just empty."
It's just empty?
Yep.
Weird. Check out the right one, and I'll turn to Flint. Go ahead and toss your left or your light stone into this left chamber and see if we could peer into it and see anything, or if it reacts to the stone at all. Also, we're still in the pocket rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that you guys are okay. I can move you back over there because I didn't think this was gonna take. There we go.
Alright. The left room, you said?
Yeah, just to see if what we could see from here. My bug said that the left one is completely empty, and they said it was super sketchy, but they're checking out the right one right now, so I want to see what you see.
I'm gonna try to toss stone right about here.
That far over there? Okay. Go ahead and roll me a I know it's related to dexterity usually. There's something else though.
Let me just roll a dexterity. I'm not really throwing it to do damage. I'm throwing it as for accuracy.
Yeah. Otherwise
Accuracy would be sleight of hand.
Yeah. Which is dexterity related. So I either one. All right. So natural one.
Yeah.
You try to toss it all the way on the other side of the room. It lands probably about 10 feet in front of you, rolls about a foot onto halfway-ish of where you're attempting to meet, and you hear the slightest of clicks.
I can't torch.
Hmm?
I was trying to move the torch in there to give us the light. Oh,
yeah. You should be able to see in there.
I can see just like what my player can.
Yeah.
I think what he means is he needs like a light source in there, but
You should be able to see in
well,
there.
you wouldn't really be able to see. We can see what our player sees from this angle,
Mhm.
Yeah.
which is about everything we would be able to see anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I
so
wouldn't
hearing
even
the
call.
click and now being a rogue, would I recognize the sound of a trap being triggered?
More than likely.
All right,
And
I'm pretty sure that was a trap.
Oh shit.
you do see the pebble seemingly out of nowhere just disappear from the spot it was on.
Oh shit!
Seconds
Oh,
after it landed.
So it's like a floor hopping game or like a speed game. Here, interesting. I'll pick up a pebble and put it right here. Is it random or is it every tile?
Right where? I didn't see any.
Like on this
Oh,
first
okay.
tile,
Gotcha.
one that we could easily just jump over.
So you're just gonna set it there without. Okay. Nothing happens
I will take my staff and lightly like push down on the tile.
on the first tile that you were still. Nothing happens. It's very solid under your staff.
I think we
So
grab up a nice armful of stones and throw them at you.
yeah, that seems like it would be smart if it's like a random set and not just like, you know, one of those Mario themed ones where you run and they fall behind you if you run real fast.
What the hell's Mario?
I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
I kind of
look-
know it too, but I don't.
Long into the distance for a second.
We're
Anyway,
about to enter the Twilight Zone.
everything's static. No. I like your idea. Yeah, we should trip all. If it really is like random, we should trip as many of them as possible. And, I don't know how long this all takes, but I'm assuming Ash could probably. Yeah, it was Ash, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know how long your stuff takes, but feel free to join whenever you want.
You're probably. I forget what you had asked. Sorry. Of the group before.
What I had asked?
Yeah, you were gonna come back through the portal or something too.
I hadn't come back through the portal. I thought they were bringing the plant things in
That's right. That's
into
what
the
you would
pocket
ask.
rocket.
Oh,
So you guys were
Yes.
figuring that stuff out with the traps and such before Ash was like, the skeleton's handled now.
oh, turn to Flint. Oh, that's cool. We should bring these in, and then we can update her, and then we could either call it there or keep going. But
Call it
I'd
there,
say probably call it there.
Oh yeah, it is like 5
till.
till 10.
Mhm.
It's
we got
late,
a key
guys.
piece of information about what lies ahead of us. We scored ourselves this huge pile of bones. And I wonder,
I wonder if these skull plants turn bones into our own skeleton army.
yeah.
Does it work with any kind of bones?
I mean, I chipped that bone off of the wall and it worked.
What if we would come across a dragon bone?
Yeah, it
Possibly.
doesn't work on any kind of creature bones.
What if we came across a god?
What if we came across chicken bones like that's cooking on the stove right now?
Then you would have more chickens?
Skeleton chickens?
How does it work with lobsters or like exoskeleton?
That's a
They
good
would just look normal.
No,
Just
they're
more-
totally skeletons.
just
They
more
look
clickety
just seems
clackety.
fine.
More
True.
clickety clackety.
Oh man, what are we gonna do with our giant skeleton guys? I don't know yet, but I'm excited to find out.
Me too.
Well,
The
and the fact
shenanigans.
that Bob can straight up take control of them.
Yeah, game changer. Mind controlled
Uh,
skeleton man. We got this.
You should throw Bob the. Or wait, is Bob the skeleton now back in Bob the crocodile?
Yeah. He took it
Okay.
over the giant skeleton body temporarily to get it in there, and then left the body to go back into the crocodile. And he did this on the promise that I would find him a humanoid body so that he can enjoy the pleasures of life, which you can't enjoy while a skeleton or a skull, or apparently as a crocodile.
What would happen were, Josh, I to try to use my skeleton hand power to create a body?
What do you mean?
So I don't know what the limitations of the hell clay ability that I have is. So that's kind of what I'm asking. Like, at one point, I created human meat because I wanted to see if everyone would be okay with eating it.
Faux human meat.
Could
but
I?
Yes.
Yeah, faux human meat. Could I make a faux human for Bob?
Like essentially a clay golem.
Yeah.
That might work.
Just in the meantime, until we find him a nice juicy boy.
Yeah. Ooh,
I don't know if he would have any sensations though.
Yeah.
That's
what
the
I
thing
was.
that he wants, is he wants the
Yeah.
sensations. He wants to be able to taste, touch, smell, and whenever he wants.
I turn to the skeleton pile in there, and then I look back. I can create faux flesh. And we have a giant pile of skeleton bones in there. I will consider.
Could we
Maybe
make
we could.
Sir Skellington a flesh suit?
Right, and then we could arm him.
with more arms.
Yeah, with
Yes.
more that possibly. I was thinking once we find Bob a human body, throw Bob this crocodile in there so that he's got a crocodile hand. Like a snapping jaw hand. That'd be fun.
Oh, a crocodile mouth hand.
Yeah.
When you said crocodile hand, I was imagining like their little.
Hi
Like-
guys. I mean, in scale, maybe.
turn at least that one hand into a bit of a T-Rex hand. Then.
Yeah, true. So, yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of potential for this skeleton, guys, if we can figure out how to utilize them.
Yeah, I love it. I'm sure we'll come up with something good that Josh might just be like, "Oh God, I have to deal with this now."
Us? No.
That's the whole game.
I think it's funny because I have so much of that kind of like funny content that appears on my Instagram, and I send it all to Josh. I'm just like, "Haha, this is us, isn't it?" Sorry, am I rubbing it in? I don't mean to do that. I just think it's funny.
I will respond more, but I got fingers in my mouth.
Oh, sorry.
Whose?
It kind of did sound like you said penis in my mouth.
I think I heard either penis or fingers.
Like, oh, I got penis in my mouth. And I'm like, all right, whatever you like. I'm not here to judge you.
I'm very surprised that you got mouth out of that too. It was just Cheez-Its is what I was shoving in my mouth hole.
Yeah, I heard I have penis in my mouth. Oh. I'm not a dirty pervert. You're a dirty pervert.
Nope, Cheez-Its.
I'm gonna hop off because dinner is ready. So I will catch you guys later, and congratulations on bagging a giant zombie or a giant skeleton.
Yeah, good session.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good night.
Night.
Good night. Also, nobody did anything with the astral thing or the diamonds. It's fine. We'll figure it out later.
I'm pretty sure everyone just heard that.
No one's sleeping anyways. a grand and wonderful thank you for those who took the time and made it here, to the end of the episode, where I know sometimes we are long-winded and others we are just dead silent. I don't know what to tell you. This is raw here, folks. Please remember to like and subscribe, and you can help support us just by listening. But you can also provide even more support, if you like, by going to Anchor FM page and following the support link there. If you do so, I will personally work in an NPC or an idea, whatever you'd like to hear played out. If you want, you can get a hold of us through one of our many options, including voice messages on Anchor FM, or DM to our Twitter, or any other social media that you can find us, YouTube, etc. You can share your ideas, otherwise listen for the shout out and thank you for making it through.